Hello, my name is Alice, and I am sending this message in response to Iyanla's Fix My Life, which I have watched from the beginning. Okay, so first, what touched base with me was that I am from a broken home. My father left when I was about 10 or 12, and it touched me with the children, the older children, when they had their conversation with their father, and how some of them were responsive to him and some of them just didn't care. I think that for me personally, I don't harbor any hard feelings because I understand that people in relationships go through things and sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. What I am not happy about is that we miss something as the children. I'm speaking to you gentlemen as the children. We miss something, and for a long time I felt like there was something that we did wrong. Even after the separation, why is it that you still don't want to be bothered with me even if you're not interested in keeping a relationship with my mother? What did we do wrong? And that's how we feel. We feel like, what did we do wrong? Why is there not space in your life for us, regardless of whether you end up with the person or not? Like, as children, we want to know what went wrong. And in a space in my heart for a really long time, I felt like if my dad can leave, and I'm speaking as your daughter, if my dad could leave, what makes me think that any man is going to be serious and stick around? And so I never took relationships seriously for a really long time. I mean, I've had serious relationships and I would never hurt anyone's feelings, but I knew at some point it would come to an end because the person who birthed you doesn't stick around. And so why would you, someone who just met me on the street and we spent some time together, why would you stick around? So you need to know that this is the impact that you guys have on your daughters. As sons, I know from my husband and my sons, they need him. And so I'm blessed that he's here every day, all day with them. And I don't have to worry about them not being able to understand what it is to be a man, because my husband is a man and a strong man, not taking anything away from anyone else, but he's here. And so when I can kiss a boo-boo or teach you how to say things that are mannerful to a female, or, to people, period, just respect, my husband teaches them how to be men. Just like I teach my daughter how to be a young lady. He can't do that, and I can't do his job. You're missing on your job, because not only are you affecting their mother, you're affecting your babies. You have to think outside of yourself. I listened to one of the young men speaking about him using women for this thing and using women for that thing, and knowing that I'm fertile and, there's a possibility that we could have a baby and yeah. You need to understand that is what creates this cycle of brokenness, because the babies are missing more than the woman, believe it or not. She may be hurting. I'm not taking anything away from you or her. She may be hurting and missing you, but your sons need to learn how to be men from their father. That's what I have to say about, as far as like I go personally. What I want to do also is commend the men for stepping up and stepping outside of the box that we have, that we put men in, that they are not supposed to be vulnerable, they're not supposed to be intimate, they're not supposed to cry, and they're not supposed to feel. You fall and cut your knee and somebody like, get up, go ahead boy, you all right. I like when a man can be vulnerable. That shows me your real true strength, because I know, based on what your anatomy is or what your strength is, that you are a man. That is a given fact. When you can be vulnerable, that's when you show me your true strength. And so I commend you all for stepping outside of that and on national TV in front of us all, showing us that vulnerable point. That was really, really big for a lot of women. That's really, really big for a lot of men, because you're not supposed to show your emotions, says the way the world is set up. But the way the world is set up is so messed up. I'm happy you guys showed these young men something different. I also wanted to touch base about the gentleman's mom. We are not perfect. We try what we can to achieve as much as we can to make sure that you all have everything you need. Not necessarily missing, but not necessarily hitting every point in detail. When we're broken, we're hurting, no one's listening, no one asks, and you're running around trying to make ends meet the needs of yourself, meet the needs of your children, meet the needs of this world. We always miss something. There's a possibility in any given time, at any given day, that we're going to miss something. To be able to know that your son needed you and you weren't available for him, and him knowing that because of those, this is what happened, and then be able to change that and say, regardless of what it is, I love you and I forgive you, that's big. That is huge, because we don't forgive. We use it as an excuse, we use it as a crutch to be able to continue in that path, in that cycle, to be able to do whatever we want to and say we blame it on this person or that person. What I learned is that I'm not going to allow anyone else's mishap, misstep, loss, whatever you want to call it, determine how my life is going to turn out, because I want more. And I want my children to have more. And I want them to see a better example than the example that came before them. And so I don't want to burden them with my stuff. And so I commend you for that. There is so much going on in this world. We need to band together as people. It doesn't matter what color or nationality it is, because we're all going through something, and we all have a missing or broken piece somewhere. There are moms that are missing. There are dads that are missing. These babies are the bottom line, and they need us. When we make that rash decision not to protect ourselves in advance, whatever comes with that is what we're accountable for. And that's the problem. No one's accountable. It's okay to walk away. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're breaking your babies. And they're going to grow up doing the same things that you're doing. And then they're going to have babies who are going to do the same thing that they're doing. So where does it end? It ends now. It ends here. And it ends because we are all aware now of what it is that's going on. Not that it was a secret before, but now we're talking about it. So then I can understand you better, and you can understand me better. And as a team, we can figure out how to fix it. To the ladies, I want to empower you to not be victims, because you're not a victim. You were a participating party at the time. I don't care what the promise was. You know as well as I know that there is a possibility that the promise just won't work, or the promise is not going to happen. It's not all of their fault. People will only do what we allow them to. And if we allow them to hurt us, they will most certainly hurt us, especially if they're already hurting. How do they know the difference? So it's our responsibility to say, okay, there are some boundaries and some rules and some regulations to what I will allow to enter me, what I will allow to be filtered out from me, what I will allow to fester in my spirit. There is no way that someone can come to me broken. I see the broken, and I think I'm the ultimate healer when I'm not. God is. And until you put him in the mix, and it not be just about what the outside is, but what the inside is, then you can't be together. You can't make it work. And then there's broken relationships. So, in closing, I just want to bless you all, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to be able to tell you what was on my mind and on my heart, because I've been watching each and every one of them and glued to them with my mouth open, my mind open, and my heart open, all at the same time, because it was just that deep. Oh, Iyanla, I wanted to tell you, I commend you. I like when you stand them back to back and know that someone else has their back. Oh, I love that, because everyone needs somebody to hold them up sometimes. We can't be tough all the time. We can't be strong all the time. And a lot of people don't have somebody to talk to, or a lot of people don't have somebody to stand behind them and hold them up and know that I got your back. Even if we're in the same struggle, we're struggling together, so you don't feel like you have to do it by yourself. That is impeccably amazing. I am so blessed by that. I wish everyone everywhere could just stand in a circle and someone stand behind them. Somebody come stand behind me. It was a blessing. It really was. So I want to thank you all for your time. Thank you for listening, and be blessed.